Hi guys, it's me. Today I'm going to show you how to make honey cookies. I know it sounds really weird, but they're actually really good. They're actually my little sister's favorite cookies. I mean, literally, she will eat the whole batch by herself if we let her. So I'm doing this video in honor of my little sister. What we're going to need for these cookies is 1/4 cup of honey, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 cup butter, 2 cups flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Hi guys. So, are we ready to make honey cookies? Let's do it. So obviously, like I already said, you're going to need your flour, your butter. Now, I'm going to give you a quick tip. The butter should not really look like this. It should look like softened butter, like that's been sitting out all night long. And the only reason I was like this is because, well, I kind of forgot to take out the butter last night, so I had to improvise by melting it a little bit in the oven, and it melted a little bit more than I wanted. So, yeah. Anyways, salt. You're going to need this salt. I always use sea salt just because it's healthier for you, and it's less intense as the other salt that you can buy. Vanilla extract. I always use pure extract because again, it's healthier for you. And obviously honey, the main ingredient of our cookies, the sweetener. Yes. These cookies are really good for people who are diabetic or cannot have very much sugar because there's no sugar in these cookies. The only thing that's flavoring it, the sweetener, is the honey, and honey is really good for you, and it's not as bad for you as, say, sugar. So, let's get started. I already have the oven at 350, so I took a picture of it, but it's an old oven, so you can't really tell the things very well, especially in that picture I took. So, let's do it. You're supposed to cream together the 1/4 cup of honey and the cup of butter and the vanilla. And again, I will tell you the measurements as I go. We're gonna mess with the fancy stuff. We're just gonna go forward and pour it. There's your 1/4 cup of honey. And now you can taste the dough as you go because it's not gonna kill you to eat it because it doesn't have any raw eggs in it. So you can always, if you don't like the taste, like it needs to seem like it needs more flavoring in it, like more sugary flavoring to it, you just add more honey. So yeah, and then you can use a mixer if you really want to, but I don't really want to. I'm just gonna stir it by hand. So yeah, that's gonna be really sticky. I always try to do things that, because I'm lazy and I don't like doing dishes, I always try to do things that require as little dishes dirtying as possible. So I'm like, you know, when it says mix things separately, like in cookies where it says, first you mix this in one bowl and this in the other bowl, I mix it all in one bowl. Why? Because like I said, I'm lazy. I don't like doing dishes. Luckily this is not one of, yes, this is an easy open seal. Oh look, there is a little tappy thingy. Aw, it didn't work. Yes, my mom says I'm a dirty cook. It's because I am. I make a mess. Every time I do anything, I always make a mess. So I will try not to make a mess while you guys are watching me. So it's 2 teaspoons of the vanilla. Now, you just stir it until it's all like creamed looking. And like I said, you can use a blender if you want, or a mixer thingy. I don't want to. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add a little bit more flour to this than the recipe calls for, just because I melted the butter a little too much. Which is fine, like I said, it's easy to mess with. It's not hard to fix. So, yeah. So, funny story. You know how some recipes say stir by hand? Yeah, well, I did a blonde moment while doing one of those recipes. I was making sponge cake for dinner one night. We're just gonna do sponge cake and stuff. Hang on, my phone's ringing. Bye. Alright, sorry, that was my neighbor. I'm currently home alone, so she's calling to check on me from my parents. I'm almost 20. I don't need supervision. Anyways, yeah. So I was going back to my story. Anyways, I was making sponge cake for dinner one night, because sometimes we just do like strawberries cut up with sugar and sponge cake, and it's really, really good on those really hot summer days when you don't really want to eat much. So anyways, I was making that for dinner one night, and I'm making it by scratch, like my grandma does. And I got the spoon out because it said stir by hand, and I knew what that meant. Not with the mixer, you do it with a spoon. Had the spoon right here. So I'm sitting there mixing it all together and everything. I get to that turn, and instead of being logical, I take my rings off, I set them down on the counter, and then I stir it by hand. And it's like this. There's no reason why you would stir this by hand, because it's so messy. So I do that, and I realized after about 10 minutes of going, this is so soupy. I don't understand. Why would they have you stir this by hand? And then I realized, spoon's right there. Hey, idiot. So yeah. So my mom and I laugh about that every once in a while. Okay, all the time, because, you know, that was just really stupid. I've been baking for a long time. How did I not catch that? Anyways, yeah. So this is pretty good now. If it's a bit lumpy, like if you're stirring this by hand, then it's okay. It's not going to kill anything, because it just makes the cookies extra buttery. So, pretty good. Alright, now you're going to add the 2 cups of flour. Now, if you're wondering why my flour came in a bag like this, because we buy it in bulk. So, though I doubt you guys were actually thinking that. I just threw it out there. And I'm lazy. You can add this in a little at a time if you want. Oh my damn, I won't promise that anymore. And, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I always do. Why? Because I'm lazy and I tend to forget my measurements really quickly. So, there's the 2 cups into there, and it's going to take a few minutes to get it all worked in, but you might get a little scared there for a minute, like there might not be enough moisture. And sometimes that does happen where there isn't enough moisture, but you just add a bit more of the honey and you're good. Alright, now I'm going to add some salt so I get it all mixed up. Alright, so your ½ teaspoon of salt. And you think, oh, that's a lot of salt for a cookie. But it's not. I've seen actually a teaspoon of salt for a cookie once. That kind of scared me. So, you just stir it up until it's all good. And actually, I don't know, let me see here. It's kind of soft and squishy-ish. And while that could be okay, it melts really easy in the oven. So I just go ahead and add more flour to it, just like a little bit, but not much. I just add like maybe a tablespoon or something like that into it, if not less. And that changes the consistency altogether. I mean, it went from being really squishy to really sticky, and the best way to make the cookie. So yeah, now it looks like this in your bowl. Okay, I have a really bad battery on my camera. It's already trying to die, and it hasn't been doing for very long. So, you just move everything aside now because you're done. You've mixed everything in. Now you just make them like a little 1-inch ball, so it'll get done and it'll look like about that big. And you put them on the pan about half an inch or so apart. So I'm going to finish this and then I'll come back and I will show you how to finish the cookies up. The cookies are now on the Chernobyl, and I'm going to bring you up close so you can see what's happening with them now. Because this is the fun part. You just be creative and decorative. Woohoo! Alright, so this is the fun part, like I said. You got them all out on the tray, and you're ready to put them in the oven. It's a real part, because they're not supposed to be rounded like that. You take a fork, and you just do like these little crisscrossy things like you see on peanut butter cookies. You fancy peanut butter cookies anyways? So we get to be fancy and make them like this. And it only takes like a few seconds. Of course, I made these ones a little bit bigger than they probably should have been because I'm in a hurry. I actually have to go to church tonight and they need to go to church with me, so. But you can make them as big or small as you want. Just prepare that if you want them really big, that you're going to have to make a bit more if you want them to go a long way. So I'd recommend doing a double batch. This is one cookie that I found though, one tip with this cookie. Don't double it when you're making it. Like if you're going to make 2 batches, make 2 separate batches, not all at once. If for some reason it just doesn't work out as nice. I have tried it before, believe me, it just doesn't work right. Alright, so now that these are done pretty much here, go ahead and stick, ooh, dog hair, that's gross, stick them in the oven for about 10 minutes. So, come with me to the oven. Like I said, this oven has so far been preheating at 350 for the last 10-20 minutes here. So there's my oven. You just stick it in there for about 10 minutes. And they're gonna come out like golden brown-ish colored. So yeah, we'll come back in a few minutes. Right, so this is what they're supposed to look. Well, they're actually a bit more golden around the entire way, and not just like right there. Hang on, speeding in on my face. No one wants to see that. All right, hello. Anyways, that's what they're supposed to be, a bit more golden brown around the edges, but I had to speed it up. I had to cheat. But I don't recommend you cheat the first time anyways. You know it works for you. But yeah, this is what they're supposed to look like. And actually, my mom's friend likes them even browner than that. So, yeah. I don't know why I came over here. I didn't have anywhere to put it. So yeah, you just kind of get it like that. And then your honey cookies are done. I hope you guys enjoy them. They're really, really easy, like I said. Obviously, you just watch me do it. And, you know, I'm not always the brightest chick in the bunch here, so if I can do it, you guys can do it. So, I hope you guys try them out. I mean, I really do hope you try them out because they are really, really good. So, shout out to my little sister, Haley. These are for you. I love you, and I can't wait for you guys to come home tomorrow. Woo! So, yeah. Peace out, y'all. Enjoy.
They're so good. Here, have some. Yum, 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 yum. Isn't that good?